Powerful Legacy TV. I'm your host, Paul Gebhardt, with my special guest today, Mr. Rob 𝘁𝗶𝗄𝗂 and his lovely wife, Kristina and 𝘁𝗶𝗂𝗂 of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financials. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you. Great to be here with you.
I'm excited. I'm excited today because we're going to talk about things helping people in retirement. I mean, that's what this is about, right? I mean, now more than ever, people are a little bit nervous about their finances with things going on in the economy, and they want to have a good plan, right?
That's right.
Let me ask you right out of the box, how important is it for people to consider consolidating and simplifying their retirement accounts, guys?
Well, when we're talking about consolidating, what we're really talking about is, have you had more than one job? This is happening more and more lately. You know, when folks are coming in and saying hello, we're figuring out that they've had 4, 5, 6, 7 careers, not just jobs, but careers within their working years. And what if you left those old 401ks somewhere, or maybe you've got some investments that you've just never really paid attention to? Consolidating all of that makes it easier and more streamlined when it's time to decumulate those amounts.
So you've seen that quite a lot. I mean, you see people come in quite a bit.
We do.
Maybe 2 jobs ago, they forgot a 401k that they had.
Absolutely. I think with the younger generation, you're seeing an average job change of every 5 years. So as the years go by, you're going to have those and possibly get those lost throughout time.
And then I wonder, some of them may not realize that they can roll that, right?
Yes, a lot of people do not really understand. Now, some will say, okay, I'm going to roll it into my new job, which is an option. Or some might say, I want to move it out to an individual retirement arrangement or account or an IRA. And that's always a great idea. But the end result is you want to make it as simple as possible when it's time to start pulling that money back out. For example, when you're 72, you've got to start pulling from those qualified accounts because of the required minimum distribution. So that's when it can become really messy, and you don't want to miss those pulls because it could be a 50% penalty.
50%? Wow.
Yes.
That's a lot.
It's a whole lot.
Yeah. Leave it to the IRS. No. You know how I feel about that, right?
Yeah, we all have the same feelings.
You know, I don't mind paying my taxes, you guys, but the way they spend our money sometimes, it just really, I don't know.
Yeah, we're in the club. That's another show, right?
Yeah, it's a whole other show. Okay, let me ask you guys this question. So let's say there's folks out there, they're doing very well financially, and maybe they're looking at possibly, you know, philanthropy, maybe doing some giving. What do you say to those folks?
Well, we have somebody in our office right now that's working on that and trying to figure out what they can do to give back. They've been very blessed throughout their lives, and coming up with a possible food pantry or something of that nature. Cool. They're just trying to find something that they can do and be involved with, and I think that's important with the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
I see a lot that really want to plan for a legacy for their children and grandchildren. I'm seeing a lot of folks that want to start giving that money to them while they're still living so they can watch them enjoy. Remember that the gift tax advantage did change to $16,000 instead of $15,000 this past year. So a little bit more opportunity to give some money to the legacy that you're trying to leave behind and watch them have a good time.
Right, kiddos, grandkids, things like that, right? College.
Yes, indeed. I can't wait for those grands. We're going to ruin them.
Yes, we are.
Well, that's what they're for, right?
Well, the kids are worried about it, so they're well, they don't want to come back to the house if they're having all this fun at your house.
True, right? That's where you hop them up on sugar and then send them home. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
You know, when they start talking about, well, when I have kids, I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do this, and we're just sitting here going, yeah, right.
You wait.
So our oldest one keeps saying, I'm not going to let my child have an iPad. You know, so they're in that iPad generation in front of them all the time. Yeah, right. Just wait until they start acting up and you need a break for a second to get the laundry done, or, you know, just some simple task around the house to be like, here's your iPad.
Wait till you need like a Calgon moment or a moment to, take a break, for sure.
Exactly.
Our youngest one's a little hard to handle sometimes. He's not bad. He's just mischievous sometimes. And I'll talk to my mom and dad about it, and they'll just say, you're getting everything you deserve.
They're just smiling on the end of the phone. You don't hear anything at all, Rob. Just smiling, right?
You know what they say in Kentucky. Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. Isn't that the truth? That's so true. All right, let me ask you this one. So how important is it for someone to really consider building a retirement strategy right now?
That's the most important thing.
Yeah. Why?
Oh my goodness gracious. If you do not have a strategy right now, that's the #1 reason that we see that retirement fails. You may run out of money. You might outlive your money if you do not have the strategy in place. And that's what we're here for. Folks, we are going to go ahead and open the phone lines. So if you would give a call to that number on the screen, 877-893-5099. guess what? Complimentary review. We're going to open up 10 time slots this week. We love to see people in our community come in and visit with us. And for those of you who may already have a strategy in place and you just need to have a second look, this is for you as well. And when you come in, you'll get a complimentary copy of The Retirement Train. This is such a great book. We know you're going to love it. Give us a call. That number on the screen again, 877-893-5099. Come in and see us.
Good stuff. The Retirement Train. It's a long journey through retirement. The question is, where are you? Where are you along this path, this journey? What's stop? Are you at that point of anxiety and you're trying to get that peace? This is your opportunity. Kristina and Rob are investing time to meet with you, to get to know what your hopes and your dreams are for your retirement. Will you invest in you? That's the important thing. Pick up the phone. Give them a call. 877-893-5099. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after these short messages.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
Welcome back, everybody, to Powerful Legacy TV. We want to thank you so much for being with us today. It's an honor being with you. I'm your host, Paul Gebhardt, and my guests are Kristina Ping Kepperling and Rob Kepperling of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. Guys, you know, we talk a lot about planning, right, and making sure we have a viable plan to get us through retirement. But how important is debt in that? I mean, is it important for people to manage the debt before they do that plan, or is that part of planning?
Well, I think that debt is part of life. I don't really like to say it that way, but it's the truth. And a lot of times people are coming in talking about their retirement, and I'm a little bit concerned because they'll make the comment like, you know, I can't retire because I still have a mortgage. That is not true. For you out there that are thinking about retiring and talking about getting a retirement strategy together, and you may think that it's really far off because you still have a mortgage, this is very, very normal. This is something that we're going to talk about. I know that you're concerned. There are so many concerns in retirement right now, so debt being one of them, obviously. Volatility of the market, taxes, inflation. There are so many things that are in common that we're all worried about. We want you to come in and talk about those today. Inflation.
Boy, I could talk about that one for a whole show. I mean, it's unbelievable how much our money is being eaten up everywhere you go.
Let's jump into it. What's the craziest thing that you're seeing inflated right now?
I mean, pick one. I mean, it's, you want to know what the one that's hurting me the most? If I got to be honest, it's my golf. I mean, the golf courses are raising their rates on me. I'm like, what's happening? This isn't fair, right?
This is not fair. The balls cost more, so you don't want to lose them.
Everything.
That's my game.
Everything's costing more because they're getting charged more, and they have to pass that along because some people are running on a thin budget anyway.
That's so true, so true. So it's important, though. We can plan, right? I mean, we can put that into our plan to make sure that we inflation-proof our retirement, right, guys?
You can, and if inflation is not part of your strategy, then you're completely failing, because let's just talk about a couple of solid numbers here. I mean, very, very simple math. If you take 2% inflation over 10 years, that's 20%, right?
Yeah, that's a lot, yeah.
Well, let's add just compounding interest on top of that, or compounding rates, if you will, and you're talking 25, 27%. That your money is worth less in 10 years than what it is today.
Ouch.
So if you're not putting that into your strategy, building it in to make sure that it's going to be okay if things inflate. Now, right now, things are a lot more expensive than they've ever been. I don't know how else to address that other than, holy cow, your groceries, your gas. For those of you out there with medications and utilities, all of these things, we know that's a concern. And we know that you want to retire successfully. We want you to retire successfully. So let's calculate all of that together, and we'll sit down and have a good conversation and at least let you know, are you on track, yes or no?
Let me ask you this, guys. I mean, what do you say to the people out there who maybe got caught in the middle of this inflation thing?
Well,
and they're already retired. Is it too late for them, Rob?
No, it's not too late. You're not alone. You have different bills to pay just like everybody else, and even though you might be on a fixed type income, there's still things you can do. In retirement, my parents have actually picked up part-time jobs and doing the things that they love. My dad's working on a golf course, mom's working in the pro shop, and they have plenty of time, a little extra money to go out and do the extra fun stuff that they want. Or you can back things off a little bit and conserve.
Can I ask you guys this question? Because I know one of the biggest concerns folks have out there is outliving their money.
Yes.
And that goes hand in hand with inflation, right? Because it makes that window shorter if they're not prepared. So are there strategies, are there ideas to guarantee income for folks out there in retirement?
Well, here in Kentucky, you can shorten your lifespan significantly if you consume more bourbon. So I do have some clients that talk about that. I'm just teasing.
I don't know if that's a bad way to go or not. I'm thinking about that one for a second.
I've seen people well into their hundreds still drinking bourbon at least 3 times a week. So I think I don't think we can factor that one in.
Right.
We're not going to skew the mortality tables, but yes. I mean, right now, if you are over the age of 55, you do have a 50-50 chance of hitting that 85 to 90 years old. So we're talking about a 20 to 30 year retirement. Holy cow.
Right.
And making sure that we can go through these cycles, because it is inflation right now.
Yes.
This is just a cycle. It's okay. We know that eventually it's going to slow down or it's going to calm down. It's going to be okay. And discussing these situations with someone who is a professional that can look at all of your information, put it together, and make sure that you're going to be on track, that's the first step in making sure that things will be okay. So don't delay. Let's sit down and have a conversation.
Good stuff. And let me ask you this. How about increasing contribution? I mean, do you think it's a good idea for folks to consider maybe increasing their contribution before they're retiring? Is that?
Heck yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Always take advantage of any kind of increase in your retirement accounts. And I've said this a few times on the show, and the things that I've done over the years is anytime I received a raise, I would put that percentage or maybe 1% less straight into the 401k. That way you don't miss it. It's not taken out of your account. You don't have it in there and then it's pulled away, right? So it just accumulates and you're better off down the road. Even though you're contributing well more than what you're getting matched from whatever your employer may match. It's still a good thing to do.
Well, and what an opportunity, because the Secure Act of 2020 gave us the opportunity to increase those automatic 401k enrollments from 10 to 15%. What does that look like if you're saving 15% of your money?
No doubt.
That looks more successful. That's just more money to spend when you are retired, and we love that. How and when you want to retire, not necessarily always the exact same thing based on age or money. It's both. So we'll sit down and talk about that holistic experience of what your personal retirement is going to look like.
Can I ask you guys about that a little bit? So what do you say to the folks out there who may be a little nervous discussing their money, right?
Most people are.
Right? I mean, so tell me a little bit about what it's like or what a person can expect when they show up and they meet with you guys the first time.
Well, first off, one of our favorite things is you'll be greeted by a little four-legged friend, Zeus. We'll have to get him on the show sometime soon. And our little Zeus will come and greet you at the door. So most people really love that. But it's just such a comfortable, stress-free environment. We will let you know in advance. We'll drop you an email and let you know what you need to bring in for your complimentary consultation or your second opinion. And you'll have those documents ready. We'll do a fact-finding session. That very day that you come in, we will let you know, are you on track, yes or no, to retire how and when you want to. For those of you that are already retired, we will let you know, yes, you can stay retired, or no, we need to make some adjustments to this overall strategy and see what we can do. And then also remember, folks, we're going to have a complimentary copy of the retirement train for you. We're so excited to share this information. This is not for sale. This is such a great value because, I mean, books like this are selling for $15, $20 a piece. And we're giving this away. So you cannot buy this. This is just for you coming in to see us. We're so excited to see you.
And more with inflation.
Yes.
Price of books are going up too, Kristina.
Oh my gosh, it's probably $24, $25.
I know, right? I mean, it's probably going up as we speak right now. I know gas prices seem to be.
Watch out.
Do we have time for a quick question? Do you guys mind doing a question?
We do.
We had a caller call in. The question is, I'm 65 years old and I have $1.5 million from a divorce proceeding. Is there a way to create lifetime income with that? It's a good one.
There is. That's a really good one because, of course, when you get a divorce, especially when you're near or in retirement, that can be devastating to your financial future because you go from 2 incomes down to 1. And for some people, you know, divorce is a great relief, and for others, it's just absolutely terrible, and it changes their life for the worse. And so, yes is the answer. You can have a guaranteed lifetime stream of income. We can turn it into something like that, and there are multiple ways to take care of that. So pick up the phone and give us a call today.
So that's the most important thing is make sure you set up a plan, right?
Yes.
And call someone, talk to somebody, because this is what we're talking about. This is your retirement, and you don't get a second chance at it.
That's right.
Right? And so let me ask you this question. Are there anything special, any kind of documentation that they need to bring on that first appointment? Should they consider bringing statements from 401ks, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, anything from 401, any pension documents, anything that you have from a savings plan, we want to know all of it because, and it's all confidential. We take this, we gather all of the information, and we come up with the best possible plan for you. And it's always the best possible plan for you. It's not for us. It's your plan, it's your money, and we want to help you maximize that effort.
It's good stuff. Well, listen, the phones are going crazy. People are calling in. They're loving, obviously, this offer. Would you remind them again one more time what you're offering them today, Kristina?
Yes, folks. Remember, when you give us a call for this complimentary review, it truly is complimentary, or even a second opinion if you've already got a strategy in place and you just want another look. And when you come in, we're going to let you know, yes or no, are you on track? And again, get a complimentary copy of the Retirement Train. We're so excited to share this book with you.
Good stuff. And again, as a complimentary reviews, I've seen people charge upwards of $1,500 to $2,000 for these sessions because there's a lot of time and energy that goes into you. And where are you? Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself going? Maybe you're there today and you're thinking, but Paul, everything's going fine. I'm doing well. Well, let me just ask you this question. How do you know to ask a question you didn't know to ask? What if there's one thing you go to Google with and you don't think what the question is? How do you know what the question is when you go to Google and get those answers? That's where a professional comes in. When you do your review, they may think of that one thing to ask you never thought of. And that one thing can be the one thing that brings everything together. But that doesn't happen without you calling in. You have to take the action. That's the first investment. 877-893-5099. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after these short messages.
When was the last time you saw your financial professional? Are you getting the most out of the strategy that was created for you? Although you've done a great job finding someone to help plan for your future, are you 100% sure that you were given the right strategy? We can help answer these questions and more with a complimentary second opinion evaluation. We will take a look at what you have in place, then help determine if you are well positioned to get the most out of your future retirement income. In the event that it is not, we can help by making suggestions and showing you how to get on the right path. You wouldn't get just one opinion when it comes to a major health decision. So why would you treat your most important financial decision with such disregard? Call today for your no-cost, no-obligation second opinion evaluation to see if you are getting the most out of your retirement income plan.
Welcome back, everybody, to Powerful Legacy TV. Again, thank you so much for spending your day with us. I'm your host, Paul Gebhardt, and it's been an honor to have Miss Kristina P. and Rob Kepperling of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. Guys, we're talking a lot about retirement. We talk about the things that attack our retirement, inflation being one. It's incredible to know that the bottom line is you got to be proactive, right? You got to take action to plan ahead. And you can plan for these types of things. But let me ask you about a topic that I know is in front of everybody's mind. It's in front of my mind. What's going on in the world of taxes, and how important is it to have a tax strategy in retirement?
Taxes, smashes. We don't want to talk about that.
Here comes Uncle Sam again, right?
This is the reality, folks. So first off, I'm going to target just a little bit here. if you have $500,000 to $1 million or more sitting in your retirement accounts, this is probably your number one concern because you probably contributed to those retirement accounts before taxes. So this is qualified money, tax qualified money. For example, this is going to be your 401k, your 403bs, 457s, maybe your TSAs and TSPs. These accounts have not yet had the taxes paid on them, and whoa, when it comes time to withdraw that money, we need to make sure that you're not going to end up in a higher tax bracket than when you were working. So having that coordination take place while we're strategizing for your retirement, very, very important. And we do keep powerful partners. So on top of having a CPA, we love our CPA, he keeps all the taxes in check, and we know that's a worry for you. We also have a Medicare supplement specialist. We have a real estate specialist, mortgage specialist. We have a will, estate, and tax attorney. So if it comes to a point where we can't help you with something, we're not a jack of all trades.
Right.
We want to make sure that we can master this, and we'll pass you on to someone who can take great care of you. And we really look forward to seeing all of your dreams unfold.
That's good stuff. Okay, so let me ask you this question too, because this one confuses me, to be honest with you, because depending on what news network you watch, the economy's doing wonderful or it's not doing wonderful, right? I mean, pretty much is where we are nowadays, but
Yes.
we know the economy's reopening and things are starting to pick back up, right? How can the inflation actually impact them if they, let's say, again, they don't make a plan ahead of time, Rob?
Well, I think we're seeing that right now. And you can just go out to the supermarket. You can go to the car dealerships with the inventory that
Cars,
they have. There's just not a whole lot out there. And what there is very expensive. So you don't have to wait and look at the stock market to tell. You can look at what's around you, and you can tell for yourself on whether that statistic's right, whether it's not, on the information that we're receiving.
Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of derogatories, and I want to put a solid number on there. So, for example, if you need about $60,000 to retire today, in 20 years, that number is going to be nearly $108,000 a year, just to be equivalent to just take care of those basic needs. Now, I will say that as we're strategizing, people's lives change. Retirement is not a one-stop shop. This is not a, jump in there, I've got my retirement plan. It took me less time than planning my vacation and I'm good to go. No, we're talking about planning 20 to 30 years of your life.
Yeah.
So let's be real here for just a moment. What you expect and what reality is, sometimes they're not going to match up. So we're going to make sure and get you as close as possible to what your retirement dreams are. And what does your retirement look like? How and when you want to retire is going to be determined by so many different things. When's the best time to file for Social Security? Do you need long-term care coverage to protect those assets? What if you have your spouse wait a little bit longer so the spousal benefit in Social Security is longer? Is it best to withdraw from Roth IRA money, which is a tax-free retirement strategy, or to go ahead and pull from that qualified, or maybe even do some conversions? So a lot of those things are going to be included, and we're not going to miss anything. If there's something that you need to make sure that your retirement strategy is successful, we're here to help you discover that, and we're going to put it on point.
That was another wonderful point that you brought up there. It's important to understand the power of a review because of their life changes that are going on. How often, you guys, would you recommend someone at least take a review or look at their portfolios? How often should somebody do that?
Well, it depends on what stage you're in. But I think if you come in and you're a client of ours, you get a review every year. We go over everything with you, and we have several contacts throughout that year. So for folks of you watching at home, give us a call at 877-893-5099. We would love to talk with you and sit down and help you have a strategy for your plan. You'll also receive a copy of Kristina's book, The Retirement Train. And I'm going to brag on her just a little bit because she has all kinds of education. I mean, a lot, folks. She doesn't really talk about it that much, but she...
in the book, we talk about education.
We do.
Yes.
We do. But what's one thing that I'm proud of is she just finished her Harvard Business program and crushed it. She did so wonderful. And the best thing about this program is every day she went through that program, she got more excited and more excited about the things that they were bringing up in the program that we could bring into the business. And it was wonderful to watch that transpire.
That's good stuff. I often get emails from viewers out there that say, hey, Paul, how do I know I'm finding a good financial planner? How do I know I'm in the right place? I think what Rob just said right there is key, paying attention to how a person deals with your affairs. if they're excited, if they enjoy what they do, they're obviously going to be good at it. I mean, imagine Tiger Woods if he couldn't stand golf, right? Probably would have been Tiger Woods. The bottom line is you got to work with people who have passion for what they do. Because to your point, education is key. And I want to hit on that a second if I can. I know I'm going a little bit off here, but it's important too, because the youth don't get a whole lot of financial education in school.
They do not.
You know, the high school level, to me, it's atrocious. And you're talking about legacies. I mean, when does a person really start retirement, Rob? When do they start retirement, Kristina?
Oh, when they're born.
Yeah, right? I mean, you got to start saving and learning about saving right away, don't you?
You do.
Yeah.
You do. And the more that we're having those conversations, again, I know for you folks that you only retire one time. But we retire people all the time. I mean, this is our passion, this is our career, this is our pleasure to meet with you and talk to you about your retirement. And when we're talking about furthering education, what does that really mean for you? Maybe not a whole lot, but behind the scenes, what we're really doing is we're getting better and better. And just like retirement changes, we obviously have to be educating and making sure that we're up to date on the very latest and greatest of what's going on in retirement. And some of the things that used to exist back in the day, you know, retirement 30, 40, 50 years ago was a pension plan,
Sure.
that gold watch or
Yes.
a clock, and you'd have your Social Security and a little bit of personal savings,
Yeah.
and there you were. You rode off into the sunset, but retirement was only about 10 to 12 years. Now we're talking about this amazing longevity. People live longer than they ever have. And for today, so right now in 2022, a baby that's born is expected to have a life that will exceed 101 years old.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
I love this. And
101, wow.
just think about the people that you know that are in their 90s and even 100 years old and everything they've seen.
Yeah.
Imagine what these young ones are going to see in the future. And as life continues to change and things progress, obviously retirement's going to be kind of like that classic car. It may have some of the really good bones, and you know the time when you would hit your brights on the floor? Well, now they're automatic.
Right.
So just
It's true.
like the classic car has the classic details and the functions, well, now we have the automatic and things are even better. Retirement has progressed just the same.
So true. So true. Well, guys, believe it or not, we come to an end of another show. Would you do the good folks of Kentucky a favor and remind them what you're offering them today?
Great.
We're offering you a complimentary review. We would love to have you come into the office and sit down, and we'll go over your strategy. Our number is 877-893-5099. Please give us a call. Come in, let us talk about your strategy and just about your life and about your family. We want to know.
Legacy. Think about that for a second. You worked your whole life to get to where you are. To make sure that legacy is preserved, to pass on to the people you love, that you care about. That's what this is about. Love. The people we care for. Doing the things we want. Money gives us the power to buy back our time. Pick up the phone. Buy back your time. 877-593-5099. Thank you and enjoy your retirement.